Good morning. My name's Andrew Fox. I'm from Trust Systems, and welcome to this morning's Level Up and Learn, a practical guide to dynamic signage. Thank you for those that are joining online. We're really excited to share with you this morning our view, our vision of how we as an organisation can demystify the world of digital dynamic signage, to really look to help a lot of retailers, hospitality organisations, events companies, and many more to sort of really unlock the power of dynamic signage, but equally help, as I said, demystify and help move your organisation forward on a sure footing from a business model perspective, to make sure that you're making the right choices, you're bringing in the right people and stakeholders within your organisation, and ultimately that there is a benefit, and it's a measurable benefit to your organisation, of making an investment in digital signage to replace some of the legacy paper-based, more static ways of providing price, promotion, activity and branding activity within your organisation. So we should be on here for no more than probably about sort of 15-20 minutes this morning, depending on how quickly I get through these slides. But the content will be available and is available for you to download after the session, and would very much like to engage and discuss how we can adopt this practical guide to your organisation and try and provide some benefit. So without further ado, just then looking at the agenda. So this morning, as I said, we're going to go through, sort of really give you some high levels as to sort of why dynamic signage within your business, how does it aid digital transformation. Really then an opportunity to look at how can you define and how can you look at ensuring that you're getting a return on that investment. And critically around that, it's around defining your objectives, understanding what investment return you want, and then looking at some of the more practical sides of the physical installation of the physical signs, to making sure that you're thinking about the right positioning, the right location, the right setting, environment for your signage, and then just going to go through some use cases and some pointers that we would always recommend that you consider as part of it. And then at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about Trust Systems, around how we can help provide that end-to-end managed service and guide you through, not only just from a consultative perspective, but through the procurement, the installation, and then the ongoing managed service around that. And then equally, I'll touch on some of the experience that we've had, which hopefully will give us some credibility in the market, and therefore some credibility when talking to yourselves. Okay, so I think we can all acknowledge that digital transformation is a major part of most boardroom conversations. It's a conversation of most retail hospitality organisations, as we're looking to try and drive footfall, as we're trying to sort of attract and promote our brands within the retail or hospitality or event environment, or even in a corporate business environment. We're finding really now that the display solutions are very much a key driver for enhancing a seamless experience for customers. And I think without wishing to sort of talk too much about sort of COVID, but if we talk about omni-channel, that sort of bricks to click sort of relationship, it's almost trying to using digital transformation, using digital dynamic signage to give that omni-channel digital experience in store that actually then looks to capture and provide innovation and hopefully other benefits to your organisation. And it's very much noticeable now as you sort of go through high streets, particularly in London. I was there just the other day myself, going down Regent Street, and the difference of experience you have of a static sort of front of store promotion versus a dynamic real-time promotion. It really affects the brand. The quality is so much more engaging. It really draws the eye, and I think that's what we've got to look at. How can we use this dynamic signage within your organization to really provide attraction and provide an immersive experience for your end users. Okay, so let's have a look at some facts. We work with Samsung. Samsung are a leader in the digital signage, dynamic signage arena, and we've been an authorised partner with them for many years now. And some of these stats that we've been working with Samsung to sort of understand and drive the benefits. And let's face it, it is looking at an investment. It's looking at changing your ways of working. So it's about actually how you demonstrate and deliver that return. So through research that Samsung have been doing, digital signage has proven to increase footfall by 24%. Post implementing digital signage. Now that's a massive number, and I think most organisations, if they could invest in a new media that was going to increase their footfall through their front doors by 25%, that is absolutely going to grab most people's attention and look to sort of want to know more. I think the next area then is around actually delivering that personalised content, and most people actually are now veering towards more personalised, more regional, in-store messaging that's going to be a little bit more tailored, a little bit more specific to them as a shopper, as a buyer. And we're finding through stats that 1 in 5 customers following seeing information or promotion on digital signage make unplanned purchases within store, and that's again a 20% extra sort of upsell of an additional item in the basket is a pretty powerful message. And furthermore, when using and embracing digital signage, again, for 80% of brands that have adopted digital signage, they see an increase in sales, overall sales, by about 33%. And again, that's a staggering number of ways of increasing that not only the basket size but the wallet share within your customer. So again, a critical number that can really make a big impact. And finally, I think, with most of us having a real strong eye on sustainability, on our own green credentials, I think actually looking at digital signage, it gives a fantastic vehicle to help reduce paper usage and wastage, and maximise the investment in some of those branding opportunities. Not only does it help promote non-wastage of those items to sort of drive a lower carbon footprint. Actually, it also reduces the amount of time and effort being spent to put up adverts and posters and banners within stores, which may be out of date or may soon be coming out of date, and therefore actually there's an overall reduction in time and effort and wastage, which means you can put that effort into other areas of your business, stocking the shelves, speaking to customers, and enhancing the experience that way. So whilst looking at some of those objectives, or some of those outcomes, should I say, in terms of some of the stats that we're seeing through working with our partner Samsung, I think it's really important that organisations look at their business and define the objectives. One thing we are finding is that within organisations, digital signage means different things to different people. It potentially will provide different outcomes for different stakeholders within your organisation that might want to achieve different things. For example, I'm talking to one customer at the moment who actually there's 3 streams within their business that when they're talking about digital signage. Somebody wants to potentially replace front of window paper promotion through digital signage. Somebody else wants to use it for sort of an information provider to an immersive experience of providing information or further information to customers. And then another part of the business wants to look at digital signage from an internal branding HR perspective within their corporate arena to provide information to their staff. So 3 different use cases for digital signage within one organisation, but very different outcomes and objectives will need to be set for each of those. So for me, I would always urge when talking to customers about adopting digital signage, it's about understanding what that objective is that you want to achieve. What's the outcome you want from delivering digital signage, and therefore, that really helps underpin the business case. And I think critically, when considering working with people like Samsung, it's about providing a partner or a platform that can actually manage and facilitate all of those different environments in one cloud-based management tool. You can deliver content again to different screens, in different regions, again all through one cloud-managed platform, helping you have and achieve those different objectives within your different business cases. So, is it sustainability you want to try and sort of improve upon? Is it client engagement? Is it product price promotion and brand that you really want to use it for? Is it about loyalty and building customer relationships? Understanding what those are within your business is absolutely critical, and we can help define and understand them. And then furthermore, actually return on investment. So obviously underpinning any investment from organisations in today's stretched economy, I think actually it's got to be really clear about understanding where you intend to get that return, whether that is, as we've said, through basket size, through footfall, increasing cross-sell opportunities, waste, reducing waste, or operational efficiencies within your business. All of those things need to be considered, and they need to be monetised to then look at some of that investment. And obviously we can help as a business in terms of how we build and design the dynamic signage opportunity to make sure that the commercials work, whether it's CapEx, whether it's OpEx, and we can look at really building that business model out with yourself to then deliver. And again, working with customers, we know, within different sectors, whether it's food, whether it's fashion, retail, there are different sort of commercial business cases that will really then underpin some of that investment. And we've got experience of helping customers write that and help sort of promote it into their business. But understanding and defining those objectives, understanding what the return on investment you expect to achieve, and then making sure that it's measurable. And making sure that you've got a vehicle alongside it to measure that investment, to measure that return, to make sure that you're sweating the asset, you're getting the value out of that asset of digital signage, and that's really important. I have to say, in terms of again understanding that business case and actually understanding the different use cases within an organisation, understanding the location, depending on your objectives of what you want to achieve, again, is really important. We've taken an example here of a retail store. I could have very easily a retail food store. I could have very easily taken a hospitality environment, a sort of corporate office, and used different examples there. But let's take this example forward. If you're looking at attracting people into your locations, then it's got to be front of house, in the window, in the foyers. If you're looking at cross-selling, upsell, then you want to be looking at end of aisle, or sort of above. If it's information, you might want to be in the beers and wine section, for example. If actually you want it to be in the cafe to make it easier to manage the daily specials or the daily pricing, again, you can have dynamic signage in the cafe to act as a menu board, as we're seeing now through many of our drive-throughs. You might actually want to have a feature wall around promoting particular in-month, in-week sales opportunities, or sort of items that you want to sell. So again, you might want to invest in a wall, and again, location of that wall is going to be specific. So, and with understanding what the location looks like, the environment within that location will change. So again, you might want a different screen with a different resolution, different brightness, that again, or different size and scale that will fit that environment to make it look aesthetically appealing, to blend into the environment, and ultimately make it an attractive solution for your brand. So key here, understanding those objectives and then linking the objectives to the location within your business to maximize the impact of the digital sign. Okay, so then looking at some of those use cases as we talk through, attracting potential customers and generating revenue. Absolutely. When we're talking about, as I've sort of mentioned, as we've sort of talked through here, captivating a shopper's attention is critical. Therefore, understanding the content to make sure the content is interesting, it's dynamic. You might want to change the content based on the time of day. You might have different profiles of shoppers in the morning to the afternoon, and therefore making sure that the content is relevant. So that's something that you can't do so much with paper and fixed static promotions. They are there all day, all week, all month. With dynamic signage, you can change that content to make it distinctive and interesting for shoppers at different times of day. And that's through scheduling, through working with your media teams to make sure we've got the right content to be delivered across multiple stores at the same time, or to unique stores with a personalized message, depending on what you want to do. As we've mentioned again, when you're thinking about attracting shoppers' attention, the quality of the screen, the brightness of the screen will make a massive impact and a massive difference to one, showcasing and making sure that everything within that screen is visible, but equally that it attracts people's attention. So yeah, I think that's really key for me, is understanding those couple of points. So if you're trying to entice, as I said, footfall, you've really got to consider the location of that, but actually, how do you count that increased footfall? So outside of looking at the digital signage, of being front of house to try and draw people in, you might want to consider looking at some of your some sort of counting mechanism, again, which we can do, whether it's RFI, so whether it's using IoT, whether it's using smart technologies. We can again build out with that dynamic signage some ability to count footfall that's coming through, and equally, what's the dwell time around these locations, around these signs? How can that make a difference? And really bringing those creative ideas to life. So when we're thinking about the sign, I think we have to sort of acknowledge that this is an opportunity to reinforce your brand. And again, if you're fashion retail, you might have a different view on again the quality, the vision that you have to promote maybe a luxury item. Versus a food to go that's about delivering something that might be more on a self-service basis, more of an information gathering or stock or whatever it might be. So understanding that again, what the not just the screen, the quality of the screen, but only the surrounding and the encasing, the enclosure is really important, and ultimately that adds to the overall aesthetics of the solution, which have to be in keeping with your brand, have to be in keeping with the environment and look and feel of your shop and location. We work with partners like Ergonomic Solutions. Many of you all know them within your business, particularly if you're retailers. If you've got a POS environment, they're the guys that provide your space pole and fixing PEDs to your POS. We work with them to create, sometimes bespoke for customers environments, enclosures that are ruggedized, that can withstand, the impact of cars. Or actually, something that's a lot more tailored and a lot more sympathetic to maybe being in window from a display perspective. But bespoke enclosures and housings are absolutely something we can deliver to match your brand. And again, you'll see an example there of the one on screen with Audi with a logo on the side. We're very happy to talk to you about bespoke enclosures to match your brand. And for us, creating that immersive experience and engaging with customers is really key. So if you're going to have the dynamic signage, it needs to be dynamic. It needs to really look to engage with your customers. So consider changing the media types. Consider sort of again the message that you want to deliver to a customer in a different location at a different time. We can deliver real-time content through a cloud-based management platform that is dynamic and can deliver the same content to multiple locations, or can deliver different content to different stores at different times or at the same times of the day. So we can use the scheduling tools that we have in the cloud environment to make sure that we provide the content at the right time to your locations. And again, going back to the measurable element, we can report back through our reporting functions in the cloud management platform, the items that have been played, so we could say 90% or 100% of your screens have been displaying the right content at the right time. And that's really important, particularly if you're maybe selling that space on to a partner for their promotion of their product. They will want to know that again, how successful has that content actually been, and if you can link that back again through sales within a particular window within your business, within a particular time frame within your store, that really helps underpin the value that you're creating for that brand within your store. And we have to consider, talking here about digital innovation, we're talking about digital transformation, the ways of which people are shopping and want to shop is changing. We're seeing much more self-serve within certain environments. We've got two examples here. We've got within our armory the Samsung kiosk that is very popular within QSRs, within self-service environments. Where people not only want to use the signage for to interact for information, but also for ordering and payment, and that's really sort of creating a much improved environment for more frictionless shopping, for more sort of self-service environments, and that's very, very popular. So we've got, again, different types of screens, different types of enclosure that can deliver that for yourselves. And equally here, we've got an example of one of our partners, one of our customers, Aldi, and their sort of new innovation store in Greenwich, which I'm sure you've heard a lot about in media. But actually, again, how can you use the dynamic signage for things like wayfinding? Using the signage to promote and push people around the shops in the way that they want to go and find information. Use it for gathering information, QR codes, store maps. Further information around promotional and real time, depending on stock availability. So making it relevant, making it poignant in store is really important, again, to achieve those objectives that you've set out as an organisation. So look, let's bring it to bear. This is a typical type of environment that we're trying to help you digitally transform, where you've got static promotions within stores, within locations, within windows that actually we can help digitize to help it to be more relevant and more manageable for you as an organization. So it's talking about taking storefronts like this and moving them into environments that actually can deliver a much more immersive experience, a much more digital experience. Change that content on a real-time basis for your customers. And again, we've taken a couple of examples here of a more of a wall environment and another of a cafe where you've got menu boards that we can create and change with your media company to reflect the offers of the day. Okay, so hopefully that's giving you some good insight in how we approach working with customers to make sure they've got the right digital signage solution. We as a business, we are a managed services provider. We're 24/7, 365, and we really want to work with customers to provide a full turnkey solution from consultancy, design, installation, and ongoing maintenance and management of that platform. As I mentioned, we partner with Samsung for their best of breed digital dynamic signage, and that really does, the quality of their screens really do shine out. And in addition, we work with ergonomic solution for enclosures, and delivering again that aesthetic feel and look of the digital signage. So really, again, just to sort of make sure I've promoted this correctly, as part of the Samsung solution, we deliver a cloud content management solution, and through that cloud content management solution, it allows us to remotely manage and diagnose issues within the screens. So we can, from our offices in Cirencester, use the cloud management platform to schedule and deliver content to all the relevant locations across your estate. And we can diagnose and manage remotely the screens to make sure that they're switched on, to make sure they're switched off at the right time, and all that can be done through scheduling. But if we've got a problem, we can remotely go on and diagnose those issues before we would potentially need to send an engineer to site. We've got full management and reporting suite, so we can tell you the availability of your estate, the availability of the actual sort of playlist, what's been played, where it's been played, any issues that we're seeing across the estate, we can report against that. And outside of just the digital signage, we are a digital integrator. So not only do we consider the digital signage within your environment, we look at all the digital applications that can deliver business benefit to your organisation. So whether that's smart cameras, whether that's customer intelligence, data intelligence, stock management, physical Wi-Fi and network management, we can do that. And that's really important because, again, when you're considering that installing a digital solution, an asset that's going to provide some digital transformation, how's that going to connect and interface with the rest of your network? Well, therefore we design and we build solutions in mind of the rest of your environment to make sure that if it's Wi-Fi, how we need to connect, or if it's Cat 5, Cat 6, then how are we going to do that? Making sure we've got the right power, making sure it's going to fit in with your environment, again, is really important, because the stress on your network within a corporate environment, we're aware, whether it's electronic shelf edge labelling, whether it's additional more handheld devices looking to connect, digital signage, there's more bandwidth demand, more connectivity demand within your estates, and therefore designing with that in mind is really important. So again, we can help with that consultancy to make sure that your network is able to cope and deliver real-time content and management of the estate. So I mentioned here, experience counts. We've taken a couple of examples here as we've gone through, but we are a managed digital signage solution provider, and we do have experience within the UK, within Ireland, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and globally with some of our partners, and we can deliver that environment out. So we work with customers like, as you'll see on screen, Aldi and Dobbies as two of our sort of flagship customers, and we've got in excess now, that number's increased to over 3,000 digital signs that we manage and deploy for our customers, and we have done that at scale and speed for a lot of our customers over the sort of the last couple of years, and we can deliver all of that content through a privately managed, secure cloud management platform. So that really sort of brings us to the end of the presentation today. Hopefully it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but that gives you a bit of an insight as to sort of how we as an organisation approach digital signage, how we would want to come and help and work with your organisation to deliver a end-to-end digital signage solution to really enhance and embrace the digital opportunity that is available to brands to increase the footfall, basket size, customer engagement, improve sustainability to your organisation. So thank you very much for coming on and listening to our presentation this morning. We have a series of on-demand webinar series that cover Trust Networks, Trust Digital and Trust Cloud. They're all available through our website, and we'd be very keen to talk to your organisation about how we can deliver innovation for your business and deliver a more digital immersive experience. Thank you very much.